It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talk Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. Welcome to the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you see on the tube or screen. I like to get here and give my unique perspective because after 46 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a unique perspective about these movies, TV, sports, and flicks, and I like to get here and tell you about it because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to Tulsa. Got some plays over in Tulsa this past week. Gracias, gratitude, todo in Tulsa. I've been seeing your city quite a bit the last month. And let me tell you this, your city looks absolutely lovely. I want to go down there, stay at the Mayo, hang out, chill, relax, see the sights. Looks very cool. So one of these days, I'm going to fly down to Tulsa and hang out. So anyways, thanks for listening. Appreciate God's gratitude. And just FYI, back then went to school to be a radio DJ, but I never got a job. I think I never got a job because I didn't have the desire. If I just would have had a strong desire to become a radio DJ, maybe I would have became one. You know, I might have, but it didn't. And it allowed me to become the greatest podcaster in the Matrix. Some to debate might be true, might not be true. But I said it on the internet, so it's gotta be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts, not facts, true, false propaganda, fake news, the Matrix, planes, trains, cars, automobiles, sky, sun, moon, stars. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're lying, just watch out, just be aware. Anyways, I can ramble all day, but it won't. Let's get right into the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes life can be extremely hectic, very fast-paced, a little stressful. You know when life gets a little stressful, you know what I like to do? I like to meditate. I love doing meditation. It helps me relax, chill, calm down. You know what I mean? So I do that a lot. Now, when you meditate, a lot of times you're sitting on your rear, and if you sit on a hard floor, it sometimes can be uncomfortable. So in order to get a prolonged meditation session, I like to use a meditation pillow. If you're like me and you want to use a meditation pillow while you meditate, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have some meditation pillows for you over at the Existing Fictions at the store with some cool designs. So if you want to meditate in comfort, I will put a link below to the meditation pillows over at the Existing Fictions at the store so you can meditate in comfort. So check it out. Put the link below. Now, let's get on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again, showing up once more, because it's kind of like what I do now. I just keep showing up, because I'm on a continuing quest to expand my mind. And I like to do that through the vehicle of movies, TV, sports, and flicks. And if you're listening to this podcast, you probably want to expand your mind as well. So let's look deep at these TV shows, sports, and let's look for lessons and ways we can just grow our brain, grow our experience, become a better version of ourselves. That's what I'm trying to do here. And hopefully try to do that as well. So let's go for this ride. Let's expand this mind. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, I went back to Tulsa again. I keep going back because what's going on in Tulsa is very interesting, especially the happenings of Dwight the General, the Tulsa King, right? What's happening with him is very interesting. And that's what I watched this week. This week I watched Tulsa King. And that's what I'm going to talk about. But before I get into that, let me tell you a couple things. First of all, there will be spoilers. And second of all, I do own some shares in the parent company of Paramount Plus. Just want to let you know that, make you aware, to be clear. So now that I told you that, let's get right into Tulsa King Stable. So ladies and gentlemen, last episode, Dwight the General made a choice. Dwight the General got very angry and emotional, and he made a choice. And this week, we see how he handles that choice and what are the repercussions from that choice. As we navigate life, we will make many choices. Dwight is no different. But he made one in an emotional anger state. And because he did that, some of the repercussions or some of the effects of that are some that are not the greatest. And Dwight is a very calculated thinking man. But sometimes events happen that just make you act emotional. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And Dwight is no different. And this last week he did that. And now we're feeling the effects of that. Now, bring me to what I'm talking about. So the reason that Dwight made that choice is because of his daughter. Because of something going on with his daughter, he made a choice to protect his daughter, right? The love for his kid. He has extreme amount of love for that kid, right? And if you have kids, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There's probably nothing you wouldn't do to protect or help your child out, right? And Dwight is no different. Dwight's a father. He's a gangster, but he's still a father. He still has that fatherly love and that duty to protect his kid. And he did that. And this week he has a conversation with his daughter, telling him like, this is what happened. I did this, because to protect you. And the daughter's kind of like, a little concerned, whatever. She didn't want to make that choice. But he's like, this is what I am. This is what I do. And so that happened this week. Also, additionally, what's going on is that all the noise that Dwight's been making, people are starting to take notice. People that he don't want to be looking into him. You know what people talk about? I'm talking about the federal government. The federal government's like, hey, we starting to be aware of you, Dwight, the general. We starting to take notice, Dwight. And now we're going to have to look a little deeper, Dwight. We hear you doing this. We hear you doing some balloons and some money and beat people up and fighting and all this. We got to take a quick look because we know what you used to do in the past, Dwight. We know how you used to move, what you used to do. And now you're starting to make a little noise. We have to kind of look into that. So he got some attention he did not want. But this is the game. When you engage in that life, that is the game. That's why the captain is not a gangster. Yeah, I don't want to play that game. But anyways, so that's what's going on in Tulsa King this week. A bunch of other things has happened as well. But basically the main thing I want to get into is like, even Dwight, for as calculated as he is, he still is reacting in an emotional way. And I feel we as human beings should take more time to think our choices thoroughly. So if you get any lesson from the Tulsa King, the last couple episodes, this episode as well, is that as we navigate life, you got to put those emotions down when you're making decisions and choices. Because if we act on emotions, act emotionally, sometimes we're going to make some choices that are not the greatest or best for us. And there's going to be moments of time when you're emotional. I actually experienced that a few years ago. And I did make some choices then that I'm still feeling the effects of today. And had I been in a more clear mind, I might have made some different choices. But I did not. We're all subject to that. It affects us. So if we can learn from this, know when we're in those moments where the emotions are high, step back, take some breaths, relax, and don't decide when we're in that state of mind. Sleep on it. Wait. Don't make decisive decisions so quickly. Because, to be honest, in the last couple episodes, Dwight has been doing that quite a bit. And from him doing that, a lot of problems are coming up. Just a quick observation from real life and TV life. When you tend to react emotionally and fast, a lot of times the results of that are not pleasant or not the best or not the greatest. A lot of times. Not always, but not, a lot of times. I know there's a quote that says, brush in boldly or move in boldly. And I know the samurai, the book of the samurai, the Haguri is like, make a decision boldly or move in boldly or something like that. I can't remember the quote exactly. What is the opposite of that? But in modern society, today, 2022, I feel that kind of advice may not be the greatest. Maybe it is. Maybe it depends on the moment. Maybe it depends on maybe some moments we call for that, some do not. But I think also, if we're emotional, pause and think and calm down before we make some decisive move. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm no expert. I'm just a podcaster. But anyways, that's what's going on in Tulsa King. Oh, and one additional thing too. Remember that horse that was always running around the city? Well, they want to put that horse down. And Dwight's like, bro, we're not putting that horse down. We're going to save that horse. Y'all be honest with you. I think Dwight sees himself in that horse a little bit. The horse is old. The horse is acting erratic. Dwight is old. He's acting a little erratic. I think he sees himself in that horse a little bit. After I saw the episode, I said, how much is Dwight saving that horse? Is he saving himself? Because when he talks to the stable guy and he describes the horse, I'm like, he could be describing Dwight as well. So I think maybe Dwight sees himself in that horse and partially for him saving the horse, he's kind of want to save himself. Maybe? Am I reading too much into it? I don't know. So anyways, a good episode, interesting episode. Things are getting a little crazy out there. It's getting a lot of chaos, a lot of craziness, a lot of groups, a lot of people are starting to come at Dwight. Dwight looks like he's got a problem on a few different fronts, and to see how Dwight is going to juggle, handle, deal with that, it's going to be very interesting. But it appears that Dwight does have a team. He's got a pretty solid team now, and when you have a solid team, sometimes you can accomplish many magnificent feats. It should be interesting as we finish this season out, how Dwight navigates all these people that are kind of angry at him, kind of mad at him, that want to come in and cause him some problems. Let's see how it goes. What's going to happen? I don't know. Who knows? Anything can happen in Tulsa. But I do love the show, fantastic show. And I thought it was cool that we got some listens from Tulsa this week. Yeah, I was looking at the stats, it said Tulsa listened. I was like, wow, I'm watching Tulsa King, liking Tulsa King, and I got some listens from Tulsa. That would be very interesting. Did the listens from Tulsa listen to the episodes about Tulsa King? That's like some crazy meta stuff. Anyways, so I want to talk about this week, Tulsa King. I know it's kind of all over the place. I've been extremely busy these last couple weeks. There's a lot I got to do creatively. There's a lot of things I got to do outside of the creative space. There's just a lot happening. This time of the year, it gets very hectic for me. So we're just trying to juggle many balls here, spin many plates. I'm doing the best I can. But I want to thank you for listening. I appreciate it, guys. It's gratitude. I check the stats kind of regularly. Seeking place. I'm all over the place. It's fantastic. It's dope. I appreciate that you want to hear this guy get on the microphone and just talk about random TV, sports, and flicks. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. It's gratitude. And until next time, we'll see. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.